As he made his way toward the village, Naruto sighed. He was on his way back from an mission alone. The conflict with Madara and his army of undead had lasted a year. The battle had been won by the Shinobi Alliance, but Madara and Sasuke had escaped. Even though the war had been over for more than 2 years, everyone was still nervous. Naruto had developed into an impressive young man. He stood 6'2" tall and had a strong build that gave him flexibility and speed. Under a Jonin flak jacket, he wore a pair of black paints with orange stripes on the sides. He sighed to himself as he made his way toward his apartment. He was being sent on increasingly risky missions. Why me? He considered as he returned home. He sat down on his couch after opening the door to his apartment. He sighed to himself as he fixed his gaze on the ceiling. I require a break. You are the one who has agreed to accept all those missions, she said. He heard Kyuubi say it. I know, but no one else has the power to do them, Naruto said with a sigh and a nod. Sure, that's their justification, Kyuubi said. Out there, they just want you to die. You are unaware of that, remarked Naruto. It seems the council is always sending you on these suicide missions, Kyuubi asked. Yes, that is correct. With a sigh, Naruto said. They appear to be attempting to keep Tsunade bogged down with paperwork. Naruto sighed again. I can't just stop going on missions. It is my duty to safeguard Konoha. Don't do it. Just leave and get some alone time, Kyuubi instructed. Naruto said, rubbing his forehead. I don't want to be a missing nin. I would rather just ask for time off. Fine, but you ought to immediately request that time off, I said, added Kyuubi. I have it. As he fell asleep on the couch, Naruto said. Naruto presented a request for time off in front of the Hokage office. That morning, he still felt exhausted from his previous mission. He was now waiting for his turn to speak with her. After quickly filling out the time off form, he heard a loud crash from the office at once. When Naruto thought of the worst thing, he rushed into the office, ready to strike, only to see a pile of paperwork fly across the room. I can no longer take it, Tsunade yelled. Why are there so many forms? Maybe because you allowed the civilian council to make such a stupid request to you. A request to give the old Uchiha to the Haruno family and allow them to turn it into a spa for their family, Naruto said as he picked up one of the requests. That is utterly foolish. Tsunade rubbed her forehead. I know, but they have the right to ask these requests, she said. You can hire another person to do it, said Naruto. You ought to give it to someone else if it is not crucial to the safety of the village. I would like to, but no one wants to, she stated. Then appoint a person to do it. Naruto responded. You are the Hokage, and you can control anyone. Are you making a deal? She spoke kindly. Not funny, Naruto said, giving her a dirty look. After his response, he gave her his vacation request. What does it mean? As she perused the piece of paper, she inquired. It's a form to request a vacation. As he sat down in one of the chairs in front of her desk, he responded. She looked over the sheet and said, I can see that. When she realized how long it had been, her eyes widened. 3 years. Why are you requesting that much vacation time? I'm tired, Naruto sighed as he looked at his Seagate grandmother in the eyes. I've been on too many S-class missions lately, he said, rubbing his forehead. I absolutely require a break. How about your duty, though? Tsunade inquired, pondering his request for leave. Naruto stated, I just tired, adding. I've been going none of the time for the last 2 years. I was exhausted. I don't think I can recover from another S-class mission. What took place? Tsunade asked in a flashback. As Naruto stood outside the Iwa base, he scouted their defenses with his Kage Bushin and quickly gained entry. Iwa and Konoha's relationship had become strained after the war had ended, so they looked around and silently ran across the field to the wall. Before climbing the wall, he took a look around. He saw a sentry near his position as he reached the top. He silently walked over to the guard. Before letting him fall, he waited for the right time and pulled him from the wall, slitting his throat. Naruto uses explosive tags as he slowly makes his way toward the inside of the base. He got to the war room quickly. He entered after checking to make sure it was empty. He went on to clean the office and the skull. He found it and left the war room. However, just as he was about to leave, an Iwa Jonin entered. Naruto stopped moving and stared at the foe's shinobi. Intruder. Naruto ran out of the room when the Iwa Jonin yelled, killing the Jonin as he passed. He dodged the hostile shinobi that was in his way as he ran down the hall. He threw himself out of a window and ended up in the main yard. Soon, all of the Iwa nin in the base who are prepared to attack him surround him. Damn, he reflected and prepared to fight. Soon after, one of the Iwa nin attacked Naruto with a kunai. He avoided by moving to the side and let the kunai fly by. He grabbed his own and immediately assumed a defensive posture. Find him. When one of the Iwa nin yelled, 3 mud dragons swooped down on him. In order to let it eliminate some of the Iwa's forces, Naruto dodged to the side. After that, He strengthened his kunai with wind chakra and went after the closest foe. With one swipe, he slices off his head, but soon another took his place. He couldn't help but get tired as he killed enemies one by one. He could not keep up this pace for long, even with his god-awful endurance. Damn, I need to stop this right away. Naruto said this as he became engrossed in taking out shinobi one after another. Can you guys say boom? He said as he jumped back and flashed the hand signals that set off the explosive tags. When Naruto spoke, the entire base burst into flames. After soaring through the air, Naruto landed a few meters from the base in the forest. The majority of his clothing was gone, and he was covered in burns. As his burns started to heal, he sat up slowly. Tired from a grueling mission, he got up and walked away from the base on a walker. I really don't think I can serve another mission like that, says the flashback at the end. With a heavy sigh, Naruto said. Tsunade saw his exhaustion when she looked into his eyes. It had lost its appeal to him. Isn't it true that you're exhausted? Tsunade replied with a gloomy grin. She was aware that he would die if she continued sending him on missions. Tsunade smiled and said, "Vacation request granted." After Naruto only nodded. Really? Surprised, Naruto inquired. Tsunade replied, grinning, yes. I can't have one of my best shinobi out there who isn't at his best. Apologies, Ba-chan. With a small smile, Naruto said, I absolutely require this. I'm glad you came, Tsunade said, and she embraced him. SB Naruto relaxed at home, pleased that his request was granted. He looked around as he sat in his apartment. He decided to order some Ichiruka ramen from his phone, because he was getting hungry and didn't want instant ramen. He looked around but couldn't find his phone book. He told himself, I can remember it, and started dialing. A voice was heard on the other end of the phone shortly after the phone began to ring. I will be with you in a moment. Welcome to the goddess helpline. When Naruto said, what, wrong number? He was about to hang up when a light appeared from the phone. His phone let out a girl with strange markings on her face and long black hair. She wore a bizarre dress that highlighted her beauty. She was like an angel to Naruto, and he couldn't help but stare, but his shinobi instincts soon took over. Hi, I am Skuld, goddess first class. Unlimi Wahaya. She smiled as she exited the phone. She said this as Naruto, holding the kunai, tackled her to the ground. Who the hell are you and how did you get into my apartment? He yelled into her eyes as he put the knife to her neck. She started to mumble, but Naruto moved the blade closer to her neck. Reply to me. He said he was staring into her eyes. Fearful, Skuld turned to look at him again. In his eyes, she could see the tough warrior. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I've gotten myself into. As she looked at the man sitting on top of her, she considered. She started to cry because she couldn't take it any longer, and screamed Waiwaya, which caused Naruto to look at her with concern. Despite using his kunai to free her neck, he still held her in place. What are you? Naruto asked slightly calmer. I will tell you if you would get off me, she murmured, and Naruto slowly got off her, kunai still in hand. He ordered talk. Skuld stood up and said, as I was saying before, I am Skuld, goddess first class, unlimited license, a deity. With a look of disbelief, Naruto said, yes, exactly. Also, I came out of the phone, she said, annoyed. For all I know, you could have been using Justu's transportation. In response, Naruto, Skuld moaned, I am also. In any case, I'm here to fulfill your wish. Naruto asked, sure, let's say you're really a goddess. Why would you grant me a wish? She recalled what she had read in his file and said, you are a person who has had a painful life, but you never gave in. As a result, it was thought that you would get one wish. Anything is possible. Money, power, the end of the world, anything. She wasn't lying when Naruto looked at her. Are you serious or what? He replied, yes, added Skuld. In the end I lost it. As he sat down on his couch, he thought to himself, I'm seeing a pretty girl who says she's a goddess and is giving me a wish. Kaiwubi replied, Kit. I think she is actually a goddess. I would know if you went insane and you're still the same idiot, Kaiwubi continued. Kaiwubi, you're not serious, are you? Naruto inquired. Kaiwubi declared, I am, she is a goddess. Ah, that's great, he said, then collapsed. Oh my head, Naruto exclaimed as he slowly joined in. He saw Skuld staring down at him as he noticed that he was lying on something soft. Do you feel better? She inquired, and Naruto simply nodded. I like this, he continued, closing his eyes once more. I wish we could remain this way forever, he stated. Naruto jumped away from Skuld as a light suddenly began to surround her. She stopped glowing shortly after the light faded and shot into the air, creating a significant hole in his roof. She quickly stood up, reached for her phone, and then dialed. Before hanging up, she spoke quickly for a few minutes. It appears your wish has been granted. "I will now be with you forever," she said with a smile to him. Before again fainting, Naruto